So it's really easy to want to feel inspired every day. We all kind of wish that we could wake up in the morning and then just have inspiration strike us and be like, oh, dope. Like, I get to put in 8 hours of work into things that I'm really happy about and songs that I love and, things that I love to create. But most of the time, inspiration doesn't work like that. Inspiration is a byproduct of actually doing something. So sometimes it's better just to do whatever you need to do. I guess for me right now, a lot of doing what I need to do is actually just getting in front of the camera and just making things. Again, I spent a lot of time editing that Hunter x Hunter video, and most people drop off about a minute and a half in, and I started to realize the power of subjectivity. It's like you can spend a lot of time, hours and hours, creating something that doesn't bring value to anybody, and you could spend half an hour making something that just absolutely blows up. And there's really no kind of like rhyme or reason as to why things connect with people. There's certain things that you can do that people are more likely to like, but you can really only make content that you like for yourself, and then hopefully other people will like it too, because there's no other really way I think of doing it in this kind of game. But I'm still learning. Things might change as I get better and get more understanding. I think that YouTube has an amazing quality. There's so many quality videos out there that you have to compete with. But I think really at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about the amazing quality of editing and music. Sometimes it is, because sometimes that brings the content to the front. But really what it is about is the content. It's about the connection. It's about making sure that you can connect with your audience. And even though I only have 28 subscribers, that's something that I'm going to be working on. And that's, again, why I say that I need to spend my time in front of a camera as much as possible to kind of feel less awkward in front of it, so that I can help establish that connection. Let's talk a little bit about Aphasia now. So Aphasia is a word that I found in a book that I was reading, and it's a Greek word for the feeling that you should be doing something, but you don't have enough willpower to actually do that thing. So I wrote in my blog, it's like when you should be mowing the lawn, but you're on Reddit instead, or you should be coding that app that you have due, but instead you're watching Netflix, you're watching The Office again. And I mean, that just happens. You know what I mean? Like, there's this cognitive dissonance thing where one side of your brain is saying, we need to do work right now, and then there's another side of your brain that's saying like, oh no, I'd rather just relax, blah blah blah, and they're just kind of like fighting each other. And one analogy that I heard that was really good was that they're like thermometers. One of them is measuring hot while the other one is measuring cold, and they're both going off because you're not too hot or you're not too cold. Some days you'll just be too tired to make stuff. Some days you'll be just too wired to not make stuff. So you really need to kind of just listen to what your body wants and listen to what your mind is telling you, and then just find that middle ground to be doing the work that you actually need to be doing. Consistency. So, I started this YouTube channel about 2.5 months ago, and again, like I said, I got roasted earlier today by that dude. He was like, you have like 25 subscribers, like what's the deal? Like, why are you putting all this effort into these videos? Or at least that's what I thought the subtext of the thing was, or maybe I'm just not making good content. I don't know. But I guess one of the things that I realized is, again, like, it is just being consistent. It's just showing up. And I think that I probably would have had a leg up if I still had my social media to share it amongst my friends and family on Facebook and Twitter. But I don't really want to do that. That doesn't feel good to me. I want to really generate an audience that actually cares about my content and isn't just people who pity me because they're my friends. I want to build an audience of things that people can actually enjoy watching and enjoy coming to see what's going on in my life, the same way that people look at Jake Paul's life, even though he does way crazier stuff, way crazier shit. So, like, I'm not Jake Paul. I understand that, and I'm not trying to be Jake Paul. I'm trying to be me. And this is a really good way for me to be doing that, and I don't want people who like me as a person to just like my YouTube channel by extension. So I already talked a little bit about authenticity. One of the things I actually struggled with was uploading that Hunter x Hunter video today, was that, like, I thought it was too nerdy, honestly. Like, it's weird, but I'm definitely a closet nerd. Like, I don't spend a lot of time talking outwardly about how much I love One Punch Man and Dragon Ball Z and just like different animes in general, or how much I played World of Warcraft as a kid, or how many Hearthstone videos I watch per day, or the fact that I know nothing about sports. And like, I guess in a way, I grew up around a lot of people who did care about those things, so it was kind of hard for me to feel good. But on a platform like this, it's just so important to be yourself, and it's just so important to really believe in what you're saying and believe in what you're doing, and just kind of like screw it, you know what I mean? Just like, you can't care too much what other people think. You have to just do what feels right to you, and then that's, again, all you can do in this world, really, because you can't predict how people are going to respond. There's like a quote from Donald Glover that I love, but I haven't been able to put into action because I've been so scared, is, I'd rather have people hate me for who I really am than love me for who I'm not. And I just love hearing that, you know what I mean? It feels so good to say that, and it feels so good to want to believe that, but when push comes to shove, I haven't really been doing that. So I really am in the future going to be putting out content that speaks to me and content that represents me. And screw it, you know what I mean? Like, it's my life. Yeah. Then there are habits. I want to talk a little bit about exercise. Exercise has been a keystone in maintaining my sanity for this past month when I haven't had a job. Exercise is amazing. Like, there's nothing else I can say about it. You just got to do it. You got to do it every single day. You got to get out there. You got to jog, or you got to do push-ups, or you got to lift weights, or play a sport, or whatever your type of exercise is. It's just so good for your body. It's so good for your brain, and it just really kind of like helps structure the day into something that's like really usable and functional, as opposed to days where I don't work out. I just kind of feel like a slouch all day. So like, really kind of getting that workout early just completely sets the frames the day in a positive manner. I've been taking omega-3 pills pretty much every single day, or capsules or whatever. They kind of like are this big. This kind of reminds me of Chris Traeger in Parks and Rec when he was taking that giant capsule pill. And I think they help. There's some science that I read about it where they were saying that omega-3s help reduce the incidence of things like depression, and I definitely deal with a lot of high highs and low lows, specifically now, with going through, not having the stability in my days anymore, of having a paycheck and kind of like going to work every single day and dealing with the social pressures of people asking you all the time of, what are you doing? What are you doing? How's this going? What are you doing? What blah, blah, blah. So having something to level your moods is just so important. And I'll mention in a bit that I'm terrible at sleep. Like, my sleep has still been really bad. So omega-3, I think maybe placebo has actually been helping a lot. My sleep hasn't been the best. I think that I've been going to bed too late, and I've been waking up too late in the day. That's just one of those things that you kind of, it's weird, because it's easier to go to bed later than it is to go to bed earlier, if that makes sense. Like, it's easier to, if you, let's say that your default bedtime is 11, it's easier to make that 12 than it is to go to sleep at 10, because then you're up still till 11 because your body tried to stay up till 11 the night before. So I'm dealing a lot with that, and kind of just like, okay, how can I go to sleep at a reasonable hour and like not just feel like crap, you know what I mean, because of my sleep and waking up in the middle of the night or whatever. And sleep's one of those things that, comes and goes, and some days we have good days sleeping, some days we have bad days sleeping. So, you can't really fault yourself for not having great sleep. But again, just another super important, critical part of life that needs to be done correctly, or you suffer. So there's not a win here. There's just get more sleep. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about regrets. I don't have any major regrets yet. I think that I still made the right choice. I mean, like, it's weird, again, not having money. I think that I spent so much time thinking about capital that now that I don't have a solid stream of income, I'm kind of like, oh my god, where's my money going to come from? But I am confident that given enough time and effort and kind of finding myself in this process, that I'm going to learn something, and I'm either going to learn something and take it to a job if this doesn't work out, or I'm going to learn something and become the kind of creator that I want to become, and I'm going to make content for an audience, and they're going to like the content that I put out, and it's going to be helpful to some people, and they're, either going to sub to me through Patreon so that I can feed myself, or buy a shirt that I make, or I'll write some code in an app that'll help them, or whatever, like something will be figured out. I'm not too worried about that. I had a few wins this month, and I liked my wins. They felt good. The major win was I got to podcast with Max Hurton. Max is a huge inspiration of mine, and I emailed him kind of just like on not a whim, but I was like, nah, he's not going to get back to me. Like, a lot of these people who are way bigger than you don't really make time for people who are just getting started. And he got back to me very quickly, and I was shocked. And he's insanely insightful, in the podcast that we did. I'll link to it below. Was just amazing. Like, I learned so much and was just so motivated. And I think that that's really where value comes from for people who are starting something and people who are wanting to start, is just like learning from the people before us. Humans, we're so good at imitating, and just seeing that someone has done something that you want to do, even if you can't do that exact thing because you're not that exact person, will give you reason to try and give you something to find out for yourself, which I think is awesome. I finished my portfolio, which is a great feeling. My portfolio is very pretty, it's very usable, it's very nice, and you should go check it out. It has all of my links in one spot, which is great because, with my blog and everything like that, my stream, my music, my YouTube, things are kind of spread out. So having everything in one spot that I can point to is awesome. And I used Gatsby to build it, and Gatsby is awesome and was really quick to use. And as a matter of fact, if anyone needs a portfolio built, reach out to me through my business email, and I should be able to help you out with that. I had my first stream on Mixer, so I'm going to make a video later about algo raving, because I've been having a lot of fun with this thing called Tidal Cycles, which is this Haskell language, and you kind of get to do this live synth DJ coding. So I've been streaming on Mixer because it's smaller than Twitch, and there's less people to compete with, and it's just been a lot of fun. Like, I've been having so much fun just doing it, and I can't wait to continue doing it. 25 subscribers, so obviously not a huge deal, and as a matter of fact, very, very small. Like, it's like the bottom 1% of YouTube, but I put out a lot of content, and some of that content I'm more proud of, and I'm starting to see my growth, and I'm starting to see what's more important, the things to focus on, as opposed to the things that I thought were important, but don't end up actually being that important. And I'm just excited to continue growing. Hopefully I can hit a milestone of 100 or 1,000 sometime soonish, but you can't really force people anywhere, so I'm just going to have to be grateful with what I have, and then see if it grows in a direction that's positive, and if it's not, then I'll have to pivot to something else and think of something new. My losses this month was that I still spent more money than I would have liked. I think that I budgeted pretty well, but I still can't really say no to myself, with just not buying stupid shit on Amazon, but just like not purchasing things when I don't actually need them, when I'm fine with just having a budget version of the thing. The mic on my camera is absolute garbage right now, but like, I don't want to drop $300 on a microphone right now, because like, that just doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. So next month and going forward is going to be a lot of bargain hunting before I purchase things, but I am thinking of getting some things that will improve the quality of my videos without breaking the bank. So I'm looking into music and things like that. Still don't really have a niche for YouTube yet, but I think I'll find it. I just need to post things that I like, and I like this. I like documenting and telling you guys my, what happened for good and bad. Also, like I said, too much time just spent unfocused. Like, I neither resting nor working, kind of half watching Parks and Rec and half writing code. Doesn't work out. You need to be doing one or the other. So next month I plan on just doing one or the other. I also plan on looking for a mentor, so if you know anybody who's looking to mentor somebody, hit me up, because I need one of those. I need a mentor daddy, baby daddy, to someone to, not a baby daddy, I don't need a baby daddy. And then finally, I need a monetization strategy to help me actually propel this business. I read books that are businessy books all the time, like profit first books, and still don't really have a strategy for my profit, like just kind of doing things. Hopefully something will pay off but I need to start thinking about how I'm actually going to make money. So overall, no regrets, excited for the future. Thanks for watching this series. I'm going to be spending a lot more time documenting and vlogging, and then releasing kind of big videos in between, hopefully. But just having more fun with it, I guess. It's my channel. It's one life. Have a good time. Just start whatever you want to plan on doing. There's some life motivation for you. #lifehacks. All right. See you later. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.